So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through compound interest. We didn't get through that on this yesterday. So what I'd like to do is take a look at page 186. So if you'll turn back just one page, we won't spend a lot of time on it, but I need to introduce the formula to you, explain what each part means, and kind of explain what compound interest is. All right? So if you say have a bank account and you're earning interest over time, or you borrowed money and you're being charged interest, what ends up happening is over that amount of time, over a certain amount of time, that interest starts compounding, which means it becomes part of your principal. Okay, so kind of like we did yesterday, where we started growing our money each time. When I gave you $1 and you bring it in each day, and you would earn interest upon the interest. That's what happens with compound interest. Okay, compound interest. Let's say you put $100 in the bank. Okay, and if you put that $100 in, and each time you earn, each time the period compounds, you earn interest on it. So if this is X, this is Y. We say our initial rate, when X is 0, we have $100. Okay, so each compounding period, you're going to earn a percent on that. So let's say each compounding period we earn 5%. Okay, we're getting 5% compound interest. That's our rate. So in our example, our rate is going to be 5%. What is 5% as a decimal? Yeah. 0.05. 0.05. Yeah, make sure you do 0.05 and not 0.5. 0.5 is 50%, which would be a really good rate. But 0.05 is 5%. Okay, so you'll notice this formula right here. Our P is just like our A term. It's our initial amount. It's called principal. Okay, it's the same thing as like our A term. This piece in here is like our B term. Okay, so if we think of our term, our Y equals ABX, there's our A, there's our B, and this is like our X. This is the number of times we're compounding. So if you want to think of it that way. All right, so let's say you get 5%. You get 5% every, you know what, I'm going to make that a little easier. Can I change that? Is it okay if I change it to 8? Look, I'll make that real easy. There we go. That'll make it easier to break it apart. That's a really good rate. We just changed it to 8%. You get 8% every compounding period. So there are different periods that things could be compounded. Annually, if I earn something annually, how many times a year do I get it? Once. There's semi-annually. If I earn something semi-annually, how many times do I get it? I get it twice a year. Okay? Semi-annually is twice a year. If I earn things quarterly, how many times do I get that? 4. 4 quarters in $1, right? Quarterly. That's all right. You said it. Okay, very good. Those are the ones we'll hear. I guess monthly. How many times? 12. Daily. Good, and we're going to go 365. Okay, we're not going to worry about all the other stuff there, okay? So, I mean, that would be great if you got interest daily, okay? But let's say you get it quarterly. Every quarter, you earn money, all right? You earn 8% annually. Okay, so if I'm telling you in our example you're earning 8% annually, what are you earning semi-annually? Yeah, 4%. Does everyone understand that? Okay, you get 8% divided by 2 semi-annually, or 4%. Thank you. Okay, that makes sense? What if I earn it quarterly? What percent do I get? Someone else. Caden? 2. Yeah, you do 8% divided by 4. You get 2%. Okay? Tell your neighbor how you could figure out what you get monthly. Okay, someone new tell me? Take a shot. It's not a nice, pretty number, per se. How would I figure out what I get monthly? Let's go Kyla there. You got it. What's that? 2/3. 2/3, so you did 8% divided by 12? Good. Okay, 8% divided by 12, you get 2/3 of a percent. Okay? And I could do daily. What would I do there? What would this number be? Come on, man. 365. And what's this? 8. This thing is called our rate, right? It's our R. This is N. This is the number of times our interest is being compounded. That's this right. That's this guy right here. That's what we're doing right here to figure out what our rate is. Okay, so in our equation, we're taking and we're dividing. We're doing the division. That's kind of what we did over here to figure out what rate we're getting each time. That makes sense? Okay. This up here, this N times T is telling us how many times we get it each year. Okay, so if I'm compounding annually, I only get my interest once a year. If I'm compounding semi-annually, I get my interest twice a year. If I'm compounding quarterly, I get my interest 4 times a year. So if I compound quarterly for 5 years, let's say I'm going quarterly for 5 years. Tell your neighbor how many times you're compounding there. Or how many times you're getting interest, Over that course of 5 years, how many times will the bank give you money? Okay, on the count of 3, you guys say it. Don't let this be an ultimate fail here. Okay, you got to say your number even if you're wrong. You got to be confident in it. 1, 2, 3. 20. All right. Yes, it's 20. Why is it 20? Someone explain to me why it's 20. Caden?
4 times the 5 years since you were doing 4 times quarterly. 4 times 5 is 20.
Good. Yeah, 4 times 5 is 20. Quarterly is our N. 5 years is our T. So notice here it says time in years. That's this thing right here, NT. Okay? I want to work through a problem with you. Let's try some of these. 9 and 10 on the bottom of the page we worked on yesterday. Okay? I got to say, so far you guys have done a great job at sticking with that. Probably the best I've had for quite some time dealing with the compound interest. So let's take and write our equation right up here. All right? It's y equals, what comes first? Annalise? But in this, it's P, right? P. And then, someone else? What's next? Caden? Okay, 1. That stands for the original amount we had. Jake, what's next? Yep. Now, unless Audrey is actually going to be at your house every day helping you with your math, you should pay attention. Okay? 1 plus r over n. And what's this? Someone else? Someone new? Yes, Jennifer? What's that? M? NT, yeah. So this is the number times. That was that 20 we just came up with. All right? So, number 9. Write a function that represents the balance after T years. Okay? $3,000 deposit, earns 6% annual, compounded quarterly. Okay, let's label the parts. Everyone label what 3,000 represents. What letter does that represent up there? What letter does the 6 represent? What letter does there's one other piece in here you need to really focus on. What letter does that represent? Go for it. I'm going to look at this. What does 3,000 represent? How many say it represents Y? P? R? N? T? Okay, we'll go with P. Good job. Almost everyone raised their hand there. That's our P. So if we're looking at this, that's our P. To earn 6% annual interest. What's 6%? Y? P? R? N? Okay. R. All right, in terms of R, we need to write that as what? As a decimal. Everyone write it down as a decimal. Change that to a decimal. Parker, what do you got? 0.06. Good. Make sure you didn't write 0.6. That's 60%. Okay. All right, annual interest. What else is important there? TT. Quarterly. Quarterly stands for what number? Oh, it does stand for N. Very good. That's our N. What number is it? 4. Quarterly stands for 4. It's our N. All right, so now we can write things out here. We have y equals. Go ahead and finish out your equation. If you didn't have all those parts, now plug them in. Write out your equation. Okay, Jaden Kinchin, what goes first? 3,000. Well done, yeah. It's like a song, man. 3,000. Can put a beat to it. We have here is 1. What goes next? Right here? Everyone? Audrey?
0.06 over 4.
Good. Audrey decided she was going to be everyone. Good. Over 4. Well done, Audrey. Nice work. Okay. And what goes right up here? We don't want to confuse that N's not part of this. Volunteer. Come on, man. TT. 4 times T. Yeah, we don't know what T is. That's why it's saying after T years. We don't know. That's our equation. Now, could we solve this? No, we can't solve it because we don't know what T is yet. Okay, so our equation is 3,000 times 1 plus 0.6 over 4, all to the power of 4t. Now, I'll tell you what, when I do my finances at home, like I have this big Excel spreadsheet. If I have a loan out that I know I have compound interest, or I have an investment where I know I'm earning interest, I'm using this formula all the time to calculate what my interest will be over a certain period of time, what my investment will earn me, okay, on a fixed rate. All right, that's something that you could easily do if you know the formula, okay, which is good because you like your money. I hope. If you don't, just pass it my way. I'll like it for you. Okay. Be okay. All right. All right. Number 10. Everyone give it a shot. All right. Let's see if you got it. Y equals. Everyone, what's first? 5,000 times. What's here? 1 plus 0.072 over 12. All to the 12t. Nice. How many got it? Seriously, this is the best class in terms of picking this up that I've taught on it. Really, you guys have it down, man. Huh?
I said, did you think it would be us in the 5th period?
Well, I haven't had 5th period yet. I think you guys are both very, very high level algebra classes. It's just sometimes this class has a hard time waking up. Like, if it was 2nd period, you guys would be all over it every day. I think sometimes you're still sleeping. You're dreaming of math, though. That's good if you're sleeping. That's good. All right. Everyone's attention here, just real quick. Guys, there's really one more thing that you're going to see done to this. And it's nothing major, but I'm going to rewrite this. Will you please divide 0.072 by 12 and then add it to 1? Thank you. Zero point 0.72 divided by 12. 0.072. Yeah.
I got
1.006. Anyone else get that?
Me.
Got a few seconds there? Okay. So you're probably going to simplify this to that so that you actually see your A, your B, and your X. Okay, we didn't do that, but you want to go ahead and do the math in here. All right, you're not going to have a lot of these tonight, but when you get to this point, go ahead and make sure that you divide and then add to 1. All right? Very well done. Okay, you have your assignment.